Greetings, mi amigos! Long time no talk. What is going down? It's your homeboy, Jaime and Fuego, making my triumphant return to the airwaves of the World Wide Web. What's going on, everybody? It is a beautiful Tuesday here in the middle of the summer in Phoenix, AZ, hometown of mine, lifelong desert dweller that I am. Enjoying some respite from the heat, which is kind of nice. It's a little bit muggy and overcast, but, anytime we can get weather like this, especially in early August, it is a blessing from the heavens. So I do give thanks for that. And as always, I am here to give thanks for fantastic local music. Actually, I hadn't done a show in about a week or so, and that's because I had a righteous vacation that I was actually able to go on and caught over 104 striper bass in a 6-hour period on a trip with my pops and my little bro. And in all honesty, I hadn't been fishing in ages, 10, 15 years maybe, so that's like half my life. I mean, geez, I'm Crimbus. So that was sweet, but I did miss all of you guys. I was trying to do some additional development about actually turning this into a full-fledged video show so you can see my feo cabeza and all of that good stuff. But unfortunately, things are just not quite ready for that yet. I'm collaborating with a buddy of mine who's going to the Art Institute, and he has grand ideas for what he thinks that I can do with this program, but he just wants it to be more infrequent as opposed to daily, which is how when I'm in my stretch runs, I like to go about doing things. So you get to just hear me once again today, and I will be discussing, as per always, a local band that is doing a show this evening, and that's because the intent of this show is to basically get your butts out to a local live venue and see some en vivo musica from some righteous locals. And so I will be discussing a band that I just came across this afternoon on my double at the restaurante. But yes, they are called the Bittersweet Way. Yes, and they are from here in Phoenix. And I guess this project has basically been kind of fizzing along for quite a while now. It says here on their Reverb Nation page since 1997. Jedediah Foster has basically been leading this group of players together, and they're currently just a duo. It's just Senior Foster and the drummer, which is a gentleman by the name of Danny McWatters, or Watters. Hope I'm pronouncing that properly. Sorry if I'm not, mate. Apologies, my bad. And I came across their EP, which I guess was just released last year, and it's up on... It is up on music.thebittersweetway.com. At first I thought it was like a Bandcamp type thing, and it just might be. But yeah, the EP is entitled Say Hello, Say Goodbye. And the album is actually, I should say, it's an EP. It's only 5 tracks, but it's bookended by 2 different songs. The first being Say Hello, and the final track being Say Goodbye. But the track that really stuck out to me was one in particular called Second Chances, and it is at the very center of this fantastic piece of music. And I was especially blown away with just like the dreaminess of it at times, but it's also got, kind of an interesting, almost early 80s post-punkish tinge to it. The melodies are much earlier, stretching back to like 60s-ish a little bit, but, still have that slightly dark dynamic, which was so popular in the early 80s, post-punk scene and stuff like that. And the drum sound is just flipping fantastic. I absolutely loved it. And, being a drummer myself, that's one of the things that always just really catches my attention. And it certainly does that here at the onset. So I'm going to play that track for all of you amigos. And so here it is for your listening pleasure. This is Phoenix's own The Bittersweet Way. And this is their song, Second Chances.
Face flushed with money, nothing left to lose. I'm here to tell you, honey, let's start running and you dance in the shoes. 'Cause I'll take your inspiration, and I'll take your point of view, and I'll take everything more, and I can find a way to get from you.
But I tell ya, killer production, right? I was really, really digging on it. So, once again, everybody, that is our fellow Phoenix amigos, the Bittersweet Way. That was their track Second Chances. So, as I was listening to the track just now once more, it actually is on Bandcamp that you can purchase their album. And it's the 2012 effort that I mentioned called Say Hello, Say Goodbye. I like bookending, the record with, those two tracks. I think that's a very cool idea because I really like just a progressive type mentality. It's something I've touched upon for this show countless times. I really like music that has kind of a progressive building type feel because, I mean, how easy is it to do verse, chorus, same verse again, words a little different, the exact same chorus again, we're talking nothing different about it, then maybe you have a bridge of some sort, but then you come back to that same musical, coda for the verse and the same flipping chorus again. Boring. There's nothing cool about that. I mean, you have to really kind of think outside the box. And back when I was going to recording school in my early 20s, some of the best advice that I ever got, not just as a musician or from a production standpoint, but I think that this is true for all kinds of art. I mean, as a writer myself, I also write for Examiner.com as the Phoenix Concerts Examiner. But obviously with music especially, is that, things need to have a progressive changing type feel. I mean, even if you are coming back to that same verse, I don't know, add a second guitar there, or, if you're coming back to the chorus, change up the words just a little bit, or, put an additional effect on, I don't know, one of the instruments that you got going on in the mix, but just don't let it be so repetitively rudimentary. I mean, that's just the worst thing that you can possibly do with anything creative, at least in my opinion, is be redundant and repetitive, And it's actually something that I joke about in my solo music project called Redundant Routine that I've been kind of working on for a while. So perhaps that'll see the light of day here before the end of the year. That would be pretty sweet. But the order of the day, as I get off on a tangent, is just giving a shout out to the Bittersweet Way. And the show that they are actually going to be playing this evening is at Long Wong's at the Firehouse, which is out in Tempe. Place is very chill and has just a wondrous eclectic mix of music. They do these things with bands having residencies there. And one of the first bands that I covered for this particular program, Darkness Dear Boy, I know that they had a residency at one point. I'm not sure if they still do or not, but that's another fantastic band I covered for this show. And one that I have had interest in covering for a while, who are actually starting their residency there this evening, is a band called Fairy Bones. And so that's who the Bittersweet Way is going to be backing up this evening. But, as per always, this program focuses upon one specific artist, and that is the Bittersweet Way, who I would like all you guys to go check out. If you dug that song that I mentioned, it is up on Bandcamp that you can, it's actually a name your price. So, you could be a real hospital awesome dude and, or dudette, I should say, and toss them a little more than $1 a track, or you can name your price. You can just do whatever. They're basically trying to get their music out there, get it circulated, and if that track is any indication for you, you know how amazing this stuff is. It is very, very solid musica, and it's creative and it's cool, and it's got a very chill, interesting vibe to it. So yes, and that's what I always try to focus upon, is somebody who's doing something slightly just off of center, something that's not exactly what you're typically adjusted to hearing. So get your butts out to Long Wong's tonight. Check out the Bittersweet Way. They are going to be, the show starts at 8 p.m. So yes, make that trek out to Tempe. Long Wong's at the Firehouse is pretty close to the ASU campus, so easily accessible, and there are very few excuses to get out and listen to some righteous local music tonight. So I want to extend a grande gracias, as per always, to those who have stuck with the show, and thanks for taking a peek today, as I've been off the saddle there for about a week or so. But yep, we're going to finish this other stretch run of the remaining episodes from season 3, and then I'm hoping by the end of that this can be properly developed with my buddy at the Art Institute that I've been conversing with about this program and whatnot. So thanks once again. If you want to check out my writings, there if you just Google Jaime and Fuego, do that, and you'll find my Facebook page and Twitter. So if you want to do any of that, feedback, talking smack, or suggesting bands that you think are worthwhile and should be featured on this program, please contact me. That would be super sweet. You can also find, if you Google Jaime and Fuego, all of those aforementioned articles that are on Examiner.com. Most recently, I did a preview for the Airborne Toxic event last week, which was a tremendous show. I was just in awe with the awesomeness of those guys. And so yeah, you can find me on Examiner, and you can also find me on YouTube, which is where we've got this program going down. And I urge all of you to please do that subscribe stuff so that you can never miss an episode of this show. So once again, I extend my sincerest thanks, y'all, and enjoy the rest of your day, this beautiful weather that we're experiencing. But don't forget, tonight, Bittersweet Way, Long Wongs. Check them out. Later, y'all.